Hello everyone and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts Tarot. It is Tuesday the 12th of August. We're almost halfway through this month already. It's crazy, isn't it? But I wanted to jump on to a tarot reading for you, check in with you, see how you're doing after Lion's Gate, see how you're feeling, see how the energies are settling for you. Do let me know. You can leave a comment below. My name is Karen. Many of you know I work as a healer, a medium, channel, tarot reader, angelic Reiki practitioner, etc. Artist, and I have a regular job too. So quite busy, and I just always like to come on and just do a little bit of a read for you, for me, and just to get a gist on the energies for the month that we're in and the week ahead. So this week it's Tuesday the 12th, so we're looking sort of for the week ahead. But often these messages can be a week to a month to 3 months down the line. So sometimes I get pieces of information that don't actually come into our reality till further down the line. So keep that in mind when you're listening as well. I've just had some biscuits. Snacking! So I hope you're well. How's everyone doing? Thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for everyone who watches these videos and passes them on. That's how we got to get the momentum going. That's how we can get the message to people. So if you've got a friend that you want to pass this on to, please feel free to do so. I'm going to start with a colour today. Sorry, I'm burning incense and sometimes it can just catch me. So we're going to start a little bit different today. I just feel like mixing it up. I'm not going to waffle. I'm going to go straight in. Okay, we have a colour. We have a couple of colours. So I'll just show you them because there might be a message in this for somebody. So we have blue and we have the rainbow. And look at that blue. That's incredible. From the centre of the cosmos, isn't it? And then rainbow energy, which is the energy that's hitting the planet at the moment. So let's just read through what each of these says, and then you can kind of get a little gist of something that might help you as we move forward. Now it is very hot today in London. It's gone up to 30 degrees. I can't believe it. We had that incredible heat wave, and then it kind of cooled a little bit and was a bit more comfortable. Even up to 28, it's comfortable. But it's gone right up to 30 again today and possibly higher. And I was out earlier. I thought I'd check out some of the sales in town. Didn't get anything, but I thought I'd check them out. And on the way back, it was just because I used public transport, it was so hot. Oh my goodness. So I've had to just take a few moments to cool down before I could do this read. And blue is quite a cooling colour, isn't it? Blue is, the oranges and the reds are warming. Blue is cooling. Blue is the throat chakra as well. Let's get my blue stone as well. It says activate your healing power, and it's a gorgeous blue. I don't know which side to do it on. Should I do it on this one? It's a gorgeous blue. That midnight, look at the stars. So it's kind of looking into that. There's a gorgeous color of blue just after dusk. And it's an in-between that blue and the deep darkness of the night. I love that blue. I don't know if it's got a name, but it's just the most incredible tone of blue. It's very like this. So activate your healing power. So someone needs to activate their own healing power. It says blue activates healing powers, increases vitality, and has a calming effect when people feel nervous, manic, or overexcited. It also contains antiseptic qualities that heal burns, stop bleeding, and relieve fevers. Blue can even increase your metabolism. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know blue did that. I kind of would have assumed red would have done that. Just because the red increases your blood pressure and stimulates your system. But yellow, I guess, is the colour of stomach. But it's interesting that blue increases the metabolism. I have to wear some blue. Use the blue sword of light to assist you in healing your body. Imagine you have a blue sword of light. At the tip of the sword, there is a blue star, which has incredible healing power. When the star touches any area that is sick, it dissolves the sickness out of your body. Use the blue sword of light to relieve fevers, stop bleeding, heal burns, and clear skin problems. Say, divine sword of light, heal, purify, and regenerate this area. Repeat the statement several times for about 2 minutes till you feel better. So, divine sword of light, heal, purify, and regenerate this area, whatever it is you're healing. So powerful healing, and that, blue is very much Archangel Michael coming in as well, that powerful protector, that powerful, he surrounds you in this protective bubble, this blue energy, and it gives you courage and bravery to step forward in whatever it is you want to step forward in. And blue is about communication as well, so I'm thinking there's some sort of cosmic communication coming in here as well. Cosmic healing, cosmic light. So harnessing that. Sirius is all the blue planets, isn't it? And we've just had Lion's Gate. So it's that active blue energy. We have blue light beings that come and see us. There is a wave of blue energy hitting the planet, blue light hitting the planet apparently. So this is very interesting. And then we have rainbow, and you can see there's a lot of blue in the rainbow as well. And we have beautiful blue skies today. So being out in the sunshine and under that blue sky, under that energy of that blueness, very good for you. And a rainbow says connect to spirit in nature. Beautiful, beautiful card. So just looking at that, find the page. It's Rainbow Ray is a combination of many colours together, making it a very powerful and regenerating energy to work with. Rainbow allows you to lighten up and feel happier and more alive. It also opens the mystical realm, connecting you to spirit, fairies, angels, and your creativity. Allow rainbow rays to lead you into the realm of the fairies. It says, go to a park, look around, and find a tree that attracts you. Stand still and focus within, feeling the tree's pull as it beckons you. Walk over to the tree and place your arms around it. Feel its connection to the earth, to the other trees, and to the world. Or allow some of the tree's divine energy to pour into your body, filling you up and awaken your divinity. Walk around the park, smell the flowers, and listen to the birds singing. Smile as you take in the beauty of nature. So that's really connecting to that natural energy. Again, it's, if you're getting some good weather, this is like our second summer coming in, or Indian summer, although we're still in peak summer, aren't we? But this is the second run of this heat wave this week, and next week it's going to be warm. So get out in nature, get out in the fresh air, get out under the blue sky. Yes, we'll have moments of rain, drizzle, a thunderstorm to clear away that energy, and the rainbow will come out. But that's to encourage you back out again, to encourage you to see the beauty around you, to see the beauty in the plants, and connect with the plants, listen to the plants, be with the plants. They are alive and communicating if we can only stop and connect with them. And also with the fairy energy, there's a lot of fairy energy coming in. There's a lot of references to fairies that I'm coming across. So I feel there's certainly something happening in the fairy world, and with our connection to the fairy world. And that makes me kind of think that there's going to be new experiences for people. So when people are, getting out in nature, that they're going to be maybe witnessing things or feeling things or noticing things or wondering, it feels kind of funny here. It feels like I went to this place which is local to where I live in Ireland, and I was walking through the grounds and I just went, oh my God, there's so much fairy energy here. It's like it's full of fairies. And I didn't realise, but it was well known to be the land of the fairies. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So you do feel it, you do pick it up, you do sense it. And that, because the energy of the earth is rising, we are being bombarded by these energies that are elevating the consciousness of the planet. and then it doesn't affect the trees, but it's almost like we are more in alignment with the trees and nature. We're much more able to feel that communication, feel their aliveness, feel their personality, let's say. And in doing so, we're much more able then to be open to what else is around. So there's a lot of other things that are around. And suddenly, as our consciousness rises, as our awareness rises, we'll notice things. And I watched something today, and it was saying, you know those things you notice out of the corner of your eye but we always dismiss? There is something in that, because that's way too many cards. Asked me to concentrate. That's kind of how your psychic senses open up. You start like wondering, or you start knowing things, or you start to see things and thought, is it like something's there, but I can't see anything, but it's like something's there. So you might notice your psychic senses are starting to open up. They're starting to peek into that other world. They're starting to receive, and you don't know what to do with it yet, but just don't dismiss it. I think that's what happens. People dismiss it. And there is this move towards automizing everything, making everything automatic, making everything a chip, making everything downloadable, making everything an app, connecting everything to your phone. So it's this technocracy, they call it, this technical age where they're turning our humanness into tech, and they're focusing on that in such a way that we then are distracted and we are removed from tuning into our actual natural technology, which helps us see and feel and hear and know and be in other places at the same time. We are multidimensional. We can travel. A lot of my healing is at distance. A lot of my work is at distance. But I can travel to that person and administer healing, and they feel it. And if I'm not there and I'm not doing it, they don't feel it. There was I would arrange to do a healing for a person, and it was after a long day of travel, and it caught up on me, and I actually I just missed the timing for her session, and I said, I'm so sorry, but that's my bad. I did it. I wasn't doing healing at 5. And she goes, no worries. And I said, but I'll do it now for you. And she goes, it's funny because I didn't feel it. And I just thought, oh, that's weird. I didn't feel it this time. And then when we actually tuned into each other and we were together at whatever time, it was half an hour later, an hour later, she felt it. So it does need that access, that access point, to open it up, to bring it forward. And I'm not sure why I'm telling you that, but the distance thing. So distance, it doesn't matter where you are. We're multidimensional, so we have all these skills. We have, not just me, like everyone has it. You can elevate and work with your energy and work with your self, work with your gifts, work with your attributes, bring on things that lie dormant within you, gifts, and we all have it. We all have this because we're human. It's part of your humanity, but we have to elevate our energy, learn how to do that, learn how to manage our energy. We have to school ourselves in the appropriate action, the appropriate way of maintaining balance, maintaining harmony. Yes, we'll fall out of balance from time to time. Of course we will. We're human. But we are human with this knowledge, and it's like a different stream of energy is also coming in, which affects our humanity, which affects our energy, which affects the world. If everyone got in touch with that part of themselves, the world would be more peaceful. The world would be lighter. We all want these solutions. We all want destruction to stop. But no one is willing to go to themselves and understand that. Can you hear that? It's a truck reversing. You know, doing that work yourself, developing yourself in that way, elevates. As soon as everybody starts elevating, raising their consciousness, then the destruction will disappear. But we each individually have to take that on, have to take on that spiritual journey, because that's what changes your frequency, your energy, and your neighbors, and the next person down the road, and the next person down the road. So if the whole street has elevated themselves, is much more aware of their consciousness, their spiritualness, their position here as a spiritual being, then the vibration on the street is going to be beautiful. And yes, it's not a one-hit wonder. You don't just, oh, I'm spiritual. It's work. It takes work. That's why people go, I can't meditate. Who can? The point of meditation is you have to sit through the discomfort. It's uncomfortable to sit there and not, even sometimes I meditate. I mean, I should do it more. I did it a lot, and that's how my spirituality just went, phew. And now I'm a bit bad because I'm doing so many other things which tune me in. So I am tuned in quite a lot of the time. But just sitting and meditating, and sometimes, I get nothing. But, oh my God, are they doing roadworks outside in the middle of this? If I get nothing, I have been told that it's not that nothing has happened. Your team work with your energy. You're giving that space. They can work with you in that space. And you might think nothing's happened, but it doesn't mean nothing's happened. Stuff is happening. So it's this awareness when you go into spiritual work. I wonder what this is about. Why are they making so much noise? Can you hear that? Let me pause it for a second. See if they stop. Okay, he might be there a while because it looks like he's cleaning out some sort of drain. It's the council, and they're cleaning out. He's kind of breaking stuff up in a drain, and he's got this big sucker thing that he's gonna, I think, suck all out all the stuff. So I'm just gonna carry on, and I apologise for the noise. Usually I can hear it louder than you can on the screen, so I'm hoping that you don't hear too much. So I was talking about spiritual technology, so don't forget you're a spiritual being and your consciousness is rising and you are moving into a place of awareness. Everyone will be. And play around with it, get used to it. It's a new humanity. But what we must remember that we don't do is give over our power to everyone who's throwing tech at us, to everyone who is restricting us, restricting our movement, restricting our money. You can't get access to your money nowadays. You can't travel more than 3 times a year without being checked out. Apparently, I read something today that said the sun is now going to be taxed. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? So the world is out to prevent us, because the sun is our light, the sun is the charges, the sun is what gives plants life. If you want everyone to, eat well and eat vegetables and things, you need the sun. You need the sun to grow the vegetables. You need the vegetables to feed the people, to feed the animals. You need the sun. So there's so many things that are just messed up. That people, I don't know who's making up these ridiculous rules. But what we need to remind ourselves of is that it is, what do we wish to say? It's so hard with that noise. Remind ourselves that we are incredibly powerful. We have everything and access to everything we could ever need. We are not reliant on products and apps and tech. We are beautiful beings without that. Yes, we use it. Here I'm using a computer to record, but it is not necessary. It is me taking advantage of a bit of tech, but to bring you this message that you are awakening and you are growing and you are moving into your own power. And what are you going to do with it? How's your life going to change? This is what comes up as well, because once you start accessing this power, you move into purpose. And then once you start moving into purpose, your life changes. And it throws up all kinds of things that need to change. And things that you maybe are okay about changing, but some things you don't want to change. But the change is part of that new energy that you're becoming. You're allowing more of your true self through. So the drudgery, the old, heavy physical person, the mundanity of it all is shifting away, and you're becoming lighter and brighter and freer, and you're becoming a spirit. You're realizing your spiritual nature. You were all along. You were just told you weren't. You were just told to live this life. You were just told this is what life is. But life is full of so much more for you. That was a big speech. So let's read some tarot. That's why you joined. But I just want to encourage you, when the consciousness, the telepathy, the psychic seeing comes online for you, know that this is a great moment. A great moment. It is part of your evolution, your personal evolution, your personal path. Okay, I'm also being reminded to remind you of my offers. So in August I am having special offers, and this week I'm promoting, I have done already 3 card readings, so you can get 3 card reading for 15. I have done my mini violet flames, which are going down a storm. Just amazing, the transformation that's happening. And what is super interesting as well is, I'm going in under the guidance saying, yes, we're going to do violet flame. And I've done violet flame sessions before, but it was like, no, let's do quick 10-minute ones. People don't have a lot of time. Let's do quick 10-minute ones and see how that goes down. So I started that, and oh my goodness, the difference it's making to people. And what's happening is we're clearing out the energy with the violet flame, but the flame changes as you move through different phases. The flame's actually changing, and different energies and ascended masters are coming in to work with you. It's fascinating. And I also, when I'm turned over, I also have, this week I'm trying to promote my angelic Reiki. So 20 minutes for £27. You can't go wrong for £27, and you get 20 minutes of healing. Usually I do a 30-minute session for like $49.50 at distance. But basically you're saving £6 on this, because it would be about £33 to do 20 minutes, and you're doing it for 27. And this is for August only. Now is the time to get it. If you've ever wanted to try it, put 20 minutes, even if it's before bedtime. I don't mind. I don't mind doing a session just to get these offers out. Don't mind doing a session. 9 o'clock at night, I can do a session for you. And it'll just allow yourself to relax down into it, and to, just lull yourself off to sleep. Or some people sleep through it. Even in my 10-minute sessions, it's so weird. 10 minutes, you think that is nothing. That is no time at all. Sorry. But people actually fall asleep. It's so bizarre. But that's healing. I always say healing happens, if you go into sleep, it's the place that allows healing to happen, because you've let go. You're not pushing against anything anymore. You've let go, you've relaxed. And also what happens is the energy takes you down. The energy takes you to a place which you kind of knocks you out of consciousness. That's real healing. So I love hearing that people are like falling asleep. I'm sorry, but the noise outside is crazy. I could like record this again, but I hope you'll forgive me and just realize that this is life and stuff doesn't always go to plan. And it's how you respond, not how you react, but how you respond to things. So I could get very upset and very annoyed and get a bit angry and frustrated. Or I could just say, okay, what's it telling me? The guy is cleaning out the drains. Get rid of the negativity. Get rid of the gunk. Do a clear out. Maybe it's time to shift some furniture. Maybe it's time to clear down the walls. Maybe it's time to put up some new art to invigorate the space. Art is great for creating energy in a space. Maybe it's time to declutter again. Maybe it's time now, as we're moving more into the late summer, autumn, think about your clothes. Think about what you can get rid of. Think about opening and creating space, tidying and creating space. Just looking at my bookshelf here. I've got so many books I want to read, and I was just brought to this one, which I've dipped into a few times. It's called Elijah Come Again. Elijah is one of my guides, and I might try and see if he would come through and do a channel after this session, because it's a very wise energy, and it's a group that kind of comes in as Elijah to communicate through me. And I realised I have so many things that I want to read and have time to read and study as well. Oh my goodness, there's not enough time, is there? But I always want to be able to work with you and connect with you as well and bring through a message that will help. So I have the Aberdeen, and I apologise for that. Three of Wands. So something is going on at distance for you. It's things that you've created, things that you've made happen, things that you've built. Oh, thank you. Maybe they just wanted me to start tarot. We've got ships here. So 3. Oh, that's interesting as well, because the angelic Reiki would have been 33, but now it's only 27. 3 of Wands. 3 pyramids in the back, which line up with Sirius during Lion's Gate. And we also have 3 ships here. So these are your ships that are coming to shore. This is everything you've worked for coming into shore. This is your deliveries arriving. What have you wanted? What have you wished for? They're coming in. But the energy of this is don't wait. Don't wait for your ships to come in. Go and get them. So whatever you think is off on the horizon, or whatever you have a dream of, yeah, I want to do that, or whatever you have been working on, but it's, you know, it's not come home yet. It's not hit that right production yet. This is saying go out and make it happen. What are you waiting for? Were you waiting for stuff to come into you? Don't. Go out and make things happen. Send that post, send that email, go to that place, introduce yourself. That's how you make things happen. So don't wait around. So we've got quite a lot of tarot here, so I'll just go through them quickly. 5 of Swords, and this is winner takes all. So do you want to win at all costs? Swords are about the air sign, so it can be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Doesn't have to be, but it's just saying the mind. So they are very much mind and air, and you might say consciousness, or even AI. And considering what we were just saying, don't let the apps distract you. Don't give away everything to the big corporations who are pumping out all of this AI technology. They want to win at all costs. They have an agenda. They want to take from you, because these guys, this is you, and you have to throw in the towel. You have to say, here, You have to give all your information over. This is information. So perhaps there's this gathering of information as well that you're going to have to give over, because the system is going to take it and the system is going to run with it. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of the ego of this, the ego of wanting to win at all costs, the ego of taking advantage of another. Sometimes it's better to throw in the towel and walk away, and that's part of that don't react, respond. So rather than fighting, sometimes you just have to go and turn away and walk away in a different direction, because they do not deserve your energy. They do not deserve to have your energy involved. These people may want to put a bit of a fight. They might enjoy a bit of to and fro. They might actually get a bit of energy from this what's the word? Sort of this tussle between the two of you. But don't give your energy. Take your energy and move in a different direction. Be wary of what you're sharing. Be wary of what you're putting out there in the world. Because somebody might decide, oh, I'm going to show this about you. I'm going to say this about you. But that person is on their own. That person then can be seen very egotistical. They're happy. They think they've won the game. But they're on their own. The winner stands alone. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of who you're taking something from. Be mindful of the disingenuousness that you convey, that you are. Be mindful of who you're hurting. Be mindful of what you're taking from another. Be mindful of, feeling you got the upper hand. That's ego again. It's not helping the community, which is not helping the world. The world, we need people to come together. We need people to, like I said, we raise the consciousness of the street, and every street does that, and things will change. And it's not about me and them. We have to raise our consciousness so we're all in a different place. Spirituality, your spiritual awareness can do this. And it's an internal job. You don't need money, you don't need extras. It's an internal job. You need a little bit of time, patience, consideration, dedication. That's what you need to start. Because this is the projection of the leaders who are showing you, look what I've got. I'm taking this from you, I'm taking that from you. Where's the bargaining chips? People are going to throw in things they didn't really want to. They're going to have to walk away just to get peace. But just be mindful of this energy. And this energy wants to show the world that they've won. That's ego again. And so we've got the devil energy. So this is a toxic, whatever's around you right now, if you know this energy around you, it's toxic. It's preventing you from moving on. It's keeping you locked to something. Now, the idea of the devil is actually we can just take these chains off and walk away. But we feel we're chained to this. We feel we're being dragged down by this heavy energy. It could be temptation. It could be like one night stands. It can be that unhealthy relationship, narcissism. This could be a narcissist who's in your world, who wants to, take from you. And he thinks, oh, look at me. And the pride, right? The pride before the fall. This is the narcissist energy. So if there's narcissism around you, be wary of it. Don't feel subdued by it. Don't let that narcissism control you. Learn how to manage it. Learn how to work with someone who's narcissist. What do you need to do? First of all, protect your energy, create a boundary. Your energy is your energy, their energy is their energy, and it's an energy. It's an energy you're dealing with. Often people are not aware of this energy that's running them and what this energy does to get its sustenance, which is take from others, belittle others, make others feel small, criticize others. Because when someone feels lack and feels low, they thrive on that. They suck that. So be mindful of this toxic energy that may be around you, this narcissism, and set yourself free. And how can you do that? You can raise your energy and open up this third eye and allow yourself to test the void. The void is the darkness. The void is the great creator. The void is where everything is born. Connect to the void in your meditation. Connect to the oneness in your meditation. The devil isn't necessarily bad. It's just here to advise you that there's some sort of unhealthy situation. And if this is you, if you are the kind of person that thinks, I'm going to take, and tough luck, to you. This is saying that's healthy, that's dangerous. That's not going to get you where you want to go. In fact, it's going to create a block. So there's some sort of block here, and it's coming to a point of judgment. The angels are coming in, and they are trumpeting that trumpet with this major crossroads in your life. Judgment is coming in to decide. Now it is allowing you a rebirth. It is allowing you a moment to change and to shift up who you are, who you've been. This life, this connection, the moment of judgment is here. The crossroads is here at this point. So if you're thinking of something and you're thinking you have to make some decision, yes, it's now. Yes, it's this crossroads. But it's trumpeting, it's singing forward this news, this good news of rebirth, of coming out of the darkness, coming out of your shell, coming out of who you were, being reborn. So you're allowing yourself to transform. Or in this situation, you know that you need to learn that to let go of all of that heaviness and transform. This is the moment, and the angels are signaling that moment to you. And then we have the King of Pentacles. This can often be a Capricorn card, so it could be to do with someone who's Capricorn, or it could be to do with that December-January period. But it's kind of saying the crossroads is coming, and there may be a Capricorn that comes into your life to assist with this. This, in this case, is the king, and he has worked most of his life. He's worked very, very hard, and he's achieved a great deal. There's lots of fruits here on the vine. So he's grown everything. He's planted it and grown. He's got lots of vines over his clothes here as well, which kind of reminds me of branding, and someone has a brand or a company, or so maybe grown a company, built a company, spent hours working on the company. They're wealthy, they're secure, they may be slow, they may be a bit tentative at making action or fast steps or creativity. They're kind of slow and diligent, get the job done and get there in the end and have created something, and they're happy with it, and it's built wealth, and they're resilient, they've got their home, everything is in order. But this points to that period as well. Just be mindful of the period around the Capricorn season, December, January, to be aware that there might be some big crossroads coming for you as well. Or if you feel it is now, the crossroads is now, then it might be linked. A Capricorn could come into your life, and suddenly your life is different. Suddenly there is someone who has lived their life, achieved a great deal, and perhaps is on a spiritual path now. Now they want to open up to their spirituality. Like I was saying, we're all elevating up to the spiritual place. So we're all moving from me. We're transitioning out of that toxicity, and we're at this crossroads. We're about to elevate ourselves to the angelic realm, to the being reborn. So the Capricorn could be coming into your life, and a new situation is being reborn. Your life is suddenly new, and it's coming in as something new. Page of Pentacles is newness. This is youth. This is planting the seeds for the future. So he's sown all of these rows and he's planting them, and he's hoping that they'll grow. It can be about studies, so taking on a course, taking on something new that you want to learn. And spirituality or meditation would be great to step into that, to try that out. You might have to invest a little bit for that, so you might want to learn a course or do a workshop or something like that. So there might be an exchange of money, because the Pentacles is money. But it's also your wealth, your growth, your physical world. So you're starting something that can grow, and you're starting it with, the seeds that you're going to tend to. The page is young, so it's not, you haven't gone to the nth degree yet. You're just beginning. It's just beginning for you. And there's a hair here, so it's like spring energy. So by the time spring comes, these plants will have grown. Everything, by the time spring comes, which is after Christmas, things will have changed big time. So be aware of that. And then we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is usually Virgo, and it can be September time. So end of August, beginning of September. So that's pretty much right now. And we have a little snake here, which is, I always find very interesting, because we are in the year of the snake. And I've been told as well to work with a snake totem at the moment. And that can be to do with Kundalini rising, which can also be, the Devil card is also about Kundalini rising and opening the third eye. So you're bringing that energy right up through your body and opening the third eye and the crown. Hermit is someone who has spent that time in introspection. So if you have been doing the work and you spent the time in introspection, the Hermit is here to say that solitary time, because often it is solitary. The spiritual journey can be a solitary one, because you need time alone. You need time to think. You need time to have peace, to bring in the energies, to learn how to connect, to learn and differentiate what's your mind, what else is coming in, what communication is coming in, what influences have you been influenced by. When you speak, who's speaking? Is it something that your parents or your family say? Is it something that you've heard on TV? Is it something that your church or your religion says? Who's speaking? Where is that information coming from? So when you have time alone, you have time to kind of digest all of that and learn. You've time to learn. And what you do is you learn in that Hermit phase. And then you move forward. And you move forward because you have a lantern which is lit up with your spiritual energy. This is the candle, the light of the world. So he is holding that spiritual light out into the world to guide him forward, away from his hermit life, away from solitariness. So if someone's been alone for a while, if you've been on your own, this is you moving out of that and in bringing your light back into the world so you can share it with people. So if you've been single for a while, it might be that yes, it was convenient and it was fine and you got on with things and you developed because you had nobody to rely on but yourself. There was no one around to pick up the pieces. There was no one around to help. There was no one around to financially support. There was no one around to speak to. So you were on your own. But this is saying you're moving into a point where all of that energy, of that spiritual work that has created the light in you, now you're bringing that light out into the world. You're bringing that light out to share it with someone. So this is you moving forward to share that light with someone. And again, that's that snake energy, that moving, that creative energy, that transmutation energy. So you're changing up who you are. And we must change ourselves throughout our life. If you're the same person that you were 10 years ago, really, we need to change. We have this one chance at being all and everything. And time is running out. And we have to live every second. And we can't just trudge along like, a person with a limited basic existence. Yes, you can, of course you can. But life is here now. It wants us to live. It wants us to move. It wants us to become. It wants us to explore all the possibilities of humanity. which includes spirituality, because humans are simply a representation of spiritual energy. It's the energy first, the physical comes second. Right? That's a bit deep, isn't it? And then we have Six of Cups. Six of Cups, nostalgia, home. This is like the soulmate relationship. This is someone you met maybe when you were young, maybe when you were at school, your heartthrob. This is a loving relationship. This is a sensitive, romantic, dedicated soulmate relationship. Now, it might be to do with home. So the hermit may be moving home, moving back to where you grew up. There might be some shift and change bringing you back to where you grew up, or bringing you back to a person that was around when you grew up. We have a wishing well here as well. So make that wish. Make that wish. Throw that coin in. Take that lottery ticket. Do something to shift the energy. But it is about love. It is about care. It is about the energy of that. And it is about also being aware of, you know, some people will look at their life, but we can look at it through rose-tinted glasses. So it's not always as perfect as maybe you remember. Maybe you don't remember it perfectly. Maybe there was a level of trauma in it. But there's a great deal of love and kind of that nostalgic energy coming in as well. So let's see how that could work. It could be to do with long lost friends. And there could be some sort of reconciliation between long lost friends, I'm getting as well. Because you had this discord, was the word I was looking for. You had this discord, the ego overtook, someone had to march forward and call themselves the winner and full of pride and full of demanding, and I declare how this will go. But there was toxic narcissist traits there. And then there's a crossroads. There's a crossroads whether you're going to connect or open up with this person, where you're going to build something. Are you going to challenge the reality of it all? The King of Pentacles, the reality, the realness in the real world, what it means. And then do you start this new project? Do you start with this new energy? Do you invest a little bit? To give a little bit? Because the hermit has maybe had too much time on their own. They've had enough time. They've learned a great deal in the separation. And then there's a reconnection. There's a bringing together. Because there was possibly some karmic element here, possibly some soul contract here. And the blue coming in to heal it. The blue energy. Point that blue sword at whatever you want to heal. So it makes me think I want to go to the Egyptian deck next because of the blue on the cover as well, and the beautiful blue in the cards. So let's get an Egyptian answer to what's going on here. If it makes sense, leave me a message, give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe, please subscribe. It really does help, and it's lovely to see the numbers rising. And, you know, the more you subscribe, the more I can do my best to come on and be more available to you. Without the subscriptions, there's just, you know, there's nothing of value that I can give more. Because my time is limited. But subscriptions, they allow, and they're free, they allow the channel to grow, and then when the channel grows, I'll be able just to have more time free to do stuff for you. That's how it works. Okay. Oh, we've got a few, and that's interesting. I wondered if that would come out, because I was just talking about the blues and the actual card. Oh no, it's not, because it's upside down. Sorry. Forget that. So, we have sarcophagus, which is the initiation. Again, blue light coming out of that. It's like the tomb. It's like that death as well, isn't it? Death and rebirth. This new life, initiation, And sometimes we have to go through difficult phases. And that happens as well, particularly if you're on the spiritual path. What you'll find is you do get challenges. There are heavy challenges that come up for you to test your strength, to test your emotional strength, your mental strength, to test your ability to see the truth of things, to test your emotions, to test your, like in Tai Chi, you have to be master of your energy. So often things will come into your life to really ruffle your feathers and turn things upside down and really shock you, scare you even. But like the Tai Chi master, you must learn to master those energies, to master those feelings within you, to master your energy, so that no matter what happens, you're able to tune into that center. And in centeredness, there is a peace and a pause. And being centered allows the destruction to calm a little. Again, if we were all much more in center, if we were all tuned into ourselves, if we all did inner alchemy, if we all came out of our heads and our opinions and our wants, if we all did our inner work, which is not religious, it is spiritual, it is human, it is not combined to any which way, it is just within you. Expressing that new part of you, expressing your spiritual nature. But how do you know? You don't know unless you've gone there. You don't know unless you've done the work. Tai Chi, Qigong, excellent for your rapid evolvement. You will get so much more by doing something like that. Meditate regularly. You don't have to sit for hours, 10 minutes a day. And it will build, it will build. You'll be going, what's the point, what's the point, what's the point? For maybe a few weeks. And then things start to change. But you've got to let that inner alchemy, it's not a on-off switch, it's a process of development. Right, sarcophagus, let's see what that says to us. The sarcophagus in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid at Giza Plateau was only ever used for spiritual initiations and never as a tomb. After about 12 years training and following initiations in the Queen's Chamber, the high priests and priestesses would spend 3 days laying in there as a final initiation, as they travelled down in their soul to the mystical halls of Amenti, below the Great Pyramid. Those that passed would have amazing powers of healing and prophecy. This is a place of alchemy, and know as you lay here that the white light beings enter your body and transform what is heavy and dense into pure white light. Transformation and change occurs as you experience first bliss, then later a time of separation and reformation of the physical body. Some 21 days later, the alchemy is complete. But you will always be different now on all levels. You too are going through a testing time. But know the challenges are worthwhile and the rewards for your patience will be great. That does kind of link in. We were talking about the challenges there. And there is this initiation through spiritual development. You do get challenges. You do get tested. Different things that might frighten some people will come and test you. And it's not that you go, oh, how wonderful am I handled that. It's often an initiation. It's often a calling forward for more assistance, a calling forward for more help. And then, these guides and angels and beings will come and assist you. Some will tell you information directly that will help you. that you wouldn't have got just by going, oh, woe is me. Like if you open that communication, they can give you direction that will help you. Okay, I think that's enough on that. Next we've got Nephritis, soul healing. How appropriate. Soul healing. Kind of got her out of the tomb there, and the full moon. We've just had that amazing full moon, haven't we? 24. Let's just read you a little bit of this. Apologies if it's a bit of a lecture today. I don't know why that's coming through the way it is. I go into sort of channel mode when I do these things, and so that's why I often get stuck on words, because I can kind of see that there's a word but I can't quite get it. But apologies if it feels like a lecture. It's not meant to. It's meant to guide you and tell you that this is a time of change and that you're doing really well. I think if you're listening to this, you're doing well. And you are in a spiritual process, and you're starting to accept that. It's the acceptance of it. And then what do you do when you've accepted that that's opening up for you? You can decide not to do it, by the way. You don't have to be all spiritual. You don't have to go down that route. You're spiritual anyway. You exist as a spiritual being. Your physical is just a manifestation of your spirit. So you don't have to get into it in depth. But if you're watching this and wanting guidance, it would lead me to think, you do want guidance, you do want some help, you do want some advice. And that's good, that's a seeking. And the seeker will get their answers. The goddess Nephthys is a sister of Auset and was married to Set, who was the god of chaos and darkness. But she was unable to conceive. She disguised herself as Auset and became pregnant by her husband Auset. But terrified of Set, she left her baby son, Anubis, in the desert at birth, where he was rescued by Auset. This is all the mythology. Nephthys personifies victimization, but she frees herself later by her rigorous actions in helping Auset. She now assists us to release past hurts and heal our emotions and soul to move into a life of joy. Again, that's it, isn't it? It's the difficulty, whatever difficulty we were having, whatever challenges we had, whatever person we came up against. This is saying that we can't be a victim anymore. And a victimization won't get you anywhere. It'll keep you stuck in the mud. So even if you're saying, well, that happened and woe is me, like I said, it's not moving you. And it says, release our past hurts and heal our emotions and soul to move into a life of joy. So there's massive healing going on here. Again, with the blue light, the blue flame. There's a lot of blue around them. Activate your healing power. Heal. Heal the past. Heal now so you can heal the future. What I've noticed as well with the violet flame healings is I can see the flame burning in the past and past lives, and I can also see the flame burning into the future. So not only is it clearing a lot of the old contracts, a lot of the old challenges, a lot of the old debris that you have and you've carried forward. Some may call it karma, some may call it just, life path, whatever. From different lifetimes. It burns and clears that, often burning contracts. But also you burn and clear the way into the future. You clear a path to joy and pleasure. We've got bast, joy and pleasure. We've got the felines here, which are always very symbolic of the afterlife, of spirit land. She's got little ears as well, hasn't she? So what does she say? Number 6. Let me know what you think. It's a bit of a different reading today. This cat goddess is the beautiful, sensual and joyful aspect of the fiercer lion goddess Sekhmet. The 9 realms of the universe are manifest in the cat. They are seen as having 9 lives and can easily enter a state of joy and harmony. Bast is seen as the daughter and soul of Auset, which we just had, right? And also she is the representative of the Syrian cat people on earth. Syrian, again, we mentioned Sirius with the blue energy from Sirius, but also at the back of the deck we had the 3 of Wands, and the pyramids line up in Lionsgate with the stars of Sirius. The 3 stars line up with the pyramids as well. So it's definitely, whatever's happened during Lionsgate, there might be some big clearing of energy. There might be some sort of releasing of the pain, releasing of the toxicity, this toxic relationship, but also in releasing it and spending a bit of time on your own, it's allowed it to transform, it's allowed it to become different, it's allowed for the land to be cleared, for new seeds to be sown, for new growth to happen, because you're coming back out of that period of isolation with a deeper understanding, with a deeper respect for yourself, but also perhaps a respect for the other and how 2 people's opinions differ. And yet there is still that, old connection, that youthful connection between you. You've known each other a while. You've shared a certain amount of soul, love, and now you're moving into joy and pleasure. She says, I'm so full of joy to be here, and I wish to announce that you soon will have a new flow of happiness in your life. Yay, some good. You may release sadness now. New love will come to many. As a cat goddess, I wish to send you all forms of sensual and earthly delights. So invoke me often to allow them to come to you sooner. Wow, let's work with Bast. So she's going to bring abundance. She's going to bring new love. Don't worry so much. Relax and go and play. Travel to big exciting cities and have fun. Relax more. Less stress is the answer. A good life if you continue to meditate and create happiness for yourself. So this is allowing yourself moments of happiness, and that can feel, many can feel guilty for having moments of happiness, but you are also here on your mission. You also came forward. You can't resolve all of the troubles of the world, but what you can work on is yourself, your own troubles, your own dark parts, and elevate them and bring them to the light and do resolution through spiritual practices, through tuning into the divine, through recognizing yourself as divine. And then as you move through that, you're moving in a different way. You're experiencing the world in a different way. And yes, you're not responsible for everything that happens, but you can bring your little bit of help in the way that you do. Not everybody is going to approach things exactly the same way. But doesn't mean they're not doing something, because not everybody puts everything on social media. But also doesn't mean that they're not helping, doesn't mean that they're not participating, doesn't mean that they're not doing their part just because you don't see it, just because you're not aware of it. So don't feel also guilty that to deny yourself of any joy. In fact, the more you come into that centered point, the more you come into balance, the more you will be able to reside in joy. Knowing that it's not, it's not a, oh, look at me and how happy am I and look at everything that I have to show. It's not like that at all. It's actually, I'm in joy. I feel the light of the divine coming down. I feel this sensual, this playful energy rising within me, because spirit doesn't die. Spirit is always alive. And so you have this golden opportunity to tune into that and bring that energy forward, because that will help. that will help. People need a little bit of hope. People need to be encouraged. People need to see or feel or sense a bit of love. And then if we all did that, if we all moved into that, things would be resolved much easier. What have we got? Let's do one more, shall we? I've got the Priestess of Light just to finish. Oh my goodness, we're over the hour. So my camera's probably going to go a bit funny. It slows down, I think, after an hour. Let's do one card. One card to bring all of this together, to give us the deeper understanding of what's actually happening here. I think maybe you're going through a bit of a tough time. Maybe there's a lot of shadow, ego, a lot of that kind of stuff that's been dealt with. But understand it's an initiation. It's only when you have faced with a problem that you have to look at ways to solve the problem. And then once you've solved the problem, you have that education within you. You have that knowledge. You have gone through that process. So sometimes stuff has to go wrong, so we go through a process. It's like the business people of the world say, if you've never made a mistake, if you've never failed in a business, like, don't come talking to me, because that's how you learn. That's how you become successful. How many of them have become bankrupt and started again? Because you learn the system. You learn what to do and what not to do. You can only become better through failing. You have to fail a little. You have to fail a little and feel okay about getting it wrong. And I used to enjoy that in Tai Chi, because we didn't always get it right. And, you know, your arm might be in the wrong position, your knee might be in the wrong position, and you would have your teacher shout at you. And you would do your best to get it right, and you would really focus and really concentrate and think you had it, and then they'd just move you a touch and just go, there, that's where you need to be. And it was like, yeah, you thought you were okay, you thought you were getting it together, and then you were just still failing, still not getting it right. So there's this thing about being a beginner mind. You don't know everything, so you have to learn. So I love that, and I love being told I'm doing something wrong, and then correcting it, and then knowing, oh, that feels different. Okay, that's why. You know, if I move my foot to a certain angle, or move my shoulders to a certain way, or project the energy in a certain way, it feels different. But if I wasn't, needing to be corrected, if someone didn't come and correct me, I would never get that difference. It's a hair's breadth of difference. But this distinction is worth making, as our dear barefoot doctor would say. There's definitely some hostilities and conflict around you, and the full moon is bringing that into focus. She has got light between her hands, so she is certainly bringing healing energy, and maybe healing energy during this full moon time, down to this situation. And she's here with her black panther, who has the teeth are bare and the eyes are a bit mad. So it's that attacking energy, that aggressive energy. So let's just see what that says, because it's finishing with this card, but I asked, to give us, some deeper understanding of what this is about. So this is just going to give us another level of what this discomfort is about, but not to forget that we're healing it and we're moving back into this joy energy. So the priestess in this card kneels next to a panther with her arms raised to the moon, drawing on the power of the light she holds in her hands. The panther is growling, baring its teeth in fierce protection, warning any intruders to beware. There may be a person or situation in your life that is abrasive or upsetting in some way. Perhaps something coming in the near future that might make you feel defensive. Either way, this card is telling you to gather your resources and turn to the guidance of your own divine light and courage. Become more conscious of the people or situations zapping your energy or your sense of power. There may be a family member, a co-worker, or a draining obligation that has taken its toll on you. Even if it has gone on for quite a while, it's finally time to choose to protect yourself and your energy. This choice may cause others to be upset or even hostile. You may be tempted to diffuse the conflict by giving in. But that old unhealthy pattern must be resisted. You don't have to give in to the habits of fear anymore. So don't shy away from conflict or unrest. You deserve to act on your own behalf. Be brave in the face of confrontation and know that you are capable of seeing it through to the other side. You have a fierce determination and strength of the panther within you. And the light of the divine assistance is always on hand. And that's it. Call on your guides. Call them to help you. Like I said, they come in and they actually reveal information that will help you. The affirmation is, I am strong and resourceful in any situation. I believe in myself and my ability to take charge. I am strong and resourceful in any situation. I believe in myself and in my ability to take charge. Right, that's the read. It isn't very light. It isn't very fairy-like that I was talking about earlier. I was talking about the fairies and the trees. But certainly when there is difficulty, get out in nature as well, because that helps so much. Get out in the sunshine and the fresh air, under the sky, under the blue light, the blue sky. Know that this is changing. This is an initiation. So you have to go through this difficulty to find the resolve within yourself, to find this place of centeredness, this place of power that no one can take from you, because you are an entity, a spiritual entity. So resolve to have a boundary around you to protect your energy and allow yourself healing, allow yourself this soul healing, and allow yourself joy and pleasure. Keep raising that vibration, keep connecting. You're at this crossroads. You're going to be moving out of this phase of deep, soulful solitude, that work that you've done on yourself, moving out of that and back into the world from what I can see. But just be protective of your energy and don't shy away from being your happy, joyful self. Don't shy away from allowing the divine to give to you. If the divine wants to bring you joy, who is to say no to the divine? And with that, I think I'll leave it there. Bless you, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.